What's up? It's G Mars. Just kidding. It's the Jewish Draft. Back again with our Week 5 team builder commentary, those sort of things. This week we are up against Sturdy Stibe and the Helsinki High Jump Kicks, a team I have been dreading fighting because, like, from the very start, just looking at his team. Let's pull it up right here. It's Mega Houndoom, Mew, Skarmory, Azumarill, Tangrowth, Dragalge, Dugtrio, Braviary, Ninetales, Rotom, Executor, and Cloyster. Now, looking at his team, there's like 12 things here that could just absolutely sweep and destroy my team. So, this was a hard one to prep for, and being perfectly honest, I prepped like 2 weeks ago. So, for those of you who may not know, the RBL, we took a mid-season break, so we give an extra week for some of our battles mid-season. When people go on vacation and stuff, we did this last summer. People go on vacation, it gives them some more time to get their battles in, which is really helpful. So this battle was supposed to take place last week, but it took place this week because, well, Stibe and I were both busy, and this is the time we could do it. Okay, so looking at his team, I was expecting, so he brings like Mew, Skarm, and Dougie every game, I think. He brings those like most of the time, so I was pretty much dead on expecting Skarmory and Dugtrio at least to come, and then he'd probably bring some form of Mew. I was expecting like a sweeper Mew maybe, and then like spike stacking Skarm, I don't know, but there's a whole like ton of things he could bring potentially, and that's just the scariest thing. My also #1 fear is I don't care if I win or lose this game because I'm in a good position as long as it's not by too much, but as long as Azu doesn't sweep me, it can be any other mon and I'd be okay, but if Azu sweeps me, my reputation is gone, and I can't have that happen. I really, really need to avoid an Azumarill sweep. So based on that, I kind of built my team so that Sun doesn't completely wreck my ass, and then Azumarill doesn't completely wreck my ass either. So looking at the team, we have Drop a Draco, Latias first off. So Latias puts in a lot of work. This was originally Thunderbolt, Draco Meteor, Psyshock recover with a little bit of HP, but I thought Psyshock is kind of unnecessary looking at his team, because I mean the only thing it really hits is Dragalge, but I hit that with a Draco, and then otherwise it doesn't do anything other than I guess it's for hitting Dugtrio if I don't want the special attack drop, but that's not really a big concern. So Thunderbolt, Draco, Defog, recover. Last minute Grant was like, hey, you should have Defog over there. I was thinking, wait, maybe I need Shadow Ball to hit Mew a little better, but he's like, nah, Defog, whatever. So I put Defog over there just last second in case he was going to spike stack, and then I'd have whole problems with that. So Thunderbolt and Draco Meteor hit everything pretty well collectively, and then the recover is there in case I need to heal back up from the Life Orb. Next up, we've got Buff Gumby, the Mega Gallade, rocking Swords Dance, Drain Punch, Fire Punch, and Zen Headbutt. So the main purpose of this set, Drain Punch, Fire Punch, and Zen Headbutt hit basically everything on his team, at least neutrally, and +2 Fire Punch will 2-hit KO a Skarmory. So that was like the big selling point. Originally it was Thunder Punch, but Fire Punch could also take on the Tangrowth. So yeah, and then Drain Punch just hits everything for recovery. We got DJ called the Seismitoad. So this spread's a little wonky. It changed a lot over the course of this. This defense investment though is so that it can avoid the 2-hit KO from a Play Rough on an Assault Vest Azumarill, and then like Waterfall and Aqua Jet aren't doing anything. So this is like my main Azumarill counter, and it's got Sludge Wave is going to 2-hit KO anything but like some weird max HP, max near like, or especially defense invested Azumarill with an Assault Vest. But it's doing a lot either way. Earth Power is there for the Houndoom and other things like that. Scald is Scald, and Stealth Rock is Stealth Rocks. Next up, we got Rocket Mother, the Nidoqueen, coming back again like she does pretty much every week because she's the MVP and she gets those kills. So Nidoqueen has, okay, so that spread, it can live a +6 Aqua Jet from an Azumarill with the Pasho Berry and this much defense investment. It won't live it well, but even after Stealth Rocks, it will live. So it won't kill with Sludge Wave either, but it'll just get that nice damage, and if he's Belly Drum, he won't be at full anyway. So yeah, also it can roar on things if he's got other setup mons, whatever. That was probably a waste of a move slot, to be honest, but I was just really scared of everything. So Sludge Wave is our Earth Power, is there for things like the Houndoom again, as I said, and Dragalge. What else does he have that was ground weak? What was I fearing? Oh, the Ninetales, in case I needed to hit that. Oh, whoops, that's the team builder, so ignore that. And then Flamethrower is there for the Skarmory, it's there for the Tangrowth, etc. Fire coverage is really good against this team, even though he's got that Houndoom and he's got the Azumarill. Next up, we've got Godslayer 2, the Klefki, with Magnet Rise, Thunder Wave, Spikes, and Rain Dance. Rain Dance was put on the last second because I was fearing Sun so much. It was Dazzling Gleam, which in retrospect, Dazzling Gleam would have been a little bit better because I could outplay Sun. Spikes are there because spikes are great and they do damage to things. Thunder Wave is there because, the reason I bring Klefki every week, my team is not that fast, and Thunder Wave just really helps take out those Scarfmons, those just things that really mess me up. And then Magnet Rise is there for Dugtrio so he can't trap me, and then I can escape and I don't get hit with the Earthquake. And last up, we've got Aim, the Manaphy, with Ice Beam, Energy Ball, Scald, and Tail Glow. Tail Glow up, just everything gets swept, although I can't beat a Houndoom in the sun. Otherwise, I think I can beat everything else. Oh, and Ninetales, I can't beat that in the sun. Energy Ball is there. Oh, okay, I was originally going to run Rain Dance, Calm Mind, Rest, Scald, but there's so many things on his team that beat that, such as Dragalge, Tangrowth, Azumarill, certain variants of Mew. Ninetales, I guess, can beat it with Solar Beam, and once he gets the sun up. Because the main reason I was going to bring Full Rain, but the main reason I didn't do that is because he has an automatic sun setup, while I need to do it manually. So he's got a little bit of edge on me right there, so that just makes it even more difficult. And then Ice Beam is there for, I don't know, flying types, grass types, Braviary. Braviary is a big threat that I didn't really consider, and as you're going to see from the video, it does a lot of work. So let's go over to the video right now. So we pop in and we see his team, and we don't see any of the things I was scared of. So I didn't really mention Cloyster in the last thing because I think that everyone just knows it's a threat all of its own. I was scared of that completely, and if you look at my team, the only thing I have to take on Cloyster is, well, I have Gallade, I guess, can take one Icicle Spear. It's a roll at +2, and then I might not even kill if he's White Herb. I was coming in here fully expecting him to be like lead Shell Smash, Lumberry, Cloyster, and I was just going to get ruined. But Gallade can take one, I think, and then Klefki can actually take the Icicle Spears, and it if he was Lumberry, I could beat him because I would T-Wave him once, the Lumberry would pop, he'd go for Icicle Spear, it wouldn't kill, and then I'd be able to T-Wave him again, so that was fine. So looking at his team, he's got Skarmory, Braviary, Rotom, Mew, Houndoom, and Tangrowth. I'm coming here thinking this isn't weather, this is just like flying spam plus some weird shenanigans going on with Rotom and Mew. I don't know what to think. So my initial plan is, oh, he is absolutely leading with either Rotom, Braviary, or Mew, one of those, because he's either going to go for like the Stealth Rock lead Mew, or he's going to try and get some momentum and pivot out with the Volt Switch and the U-turn. So my main plan is, if he's going to do that with Braviary, Seismitoad is one of my best counters to it. If it's Rotom, Seismitoad is again one of my best counters to it, and if he goes for the Hidden Power Grass, I can take that on with Nidoqueen, or I can switch into Latias or something like that. And then if he's Mew, I can pivot around to see if he's going to have the Grass type move. So I should put this on slow. So I lead off with the Seismitoad as he leads off with a Mew. And right here I'm thinking, okay, I need to scout in case he's got that Energy Ball or Hidden Power Grass or Solar Beam or some bullshit. So I'm going right on into Latias. And he does go right for the Energy Ball. 1 second. I need some nice water. Okay. Energy Ball. So doing the calc, I see he's got some weird spread and he's not very invested if it was a low roll. So I go for the Draco, and this does a lot. I'm still not exactly sure what his spread is, so I think he's like max speed or something. He goes for the Shadow Ball and it does a lot, but it doesn't get the Spadef drop, and I don't see any sort of Life Orb. He's got Leftovers, which isn't that good for me. So I go for the Recovery here, and he's going to set up some Stealth Rocks here, which I thought was interesting. So I'm thinking, okay, then that means he's got Spikes on Skarm. I was initially thinking he's got Stealth Rocks on Skarm, and this would be some sort of weird sweeper. But here I'm able to defog the rocks away because I'm just going to see if he's going to go for them again, predicting that, or if he's going to go for the Shadow Ball as he goes for the Shadow Ball. So he's playing it cautious and safe, but he gets the Spadef drop. So I'm basically forced to switch out. I can't stay in here, even though I'm pretty much expecting him to set up the Stealth Rocks again, knowing I'd switch. So here I am going to pivot right out into Klefki so I can try and like get some spikes up or do something as he gets his Stealth Rocks up again. So I decide Thunder Wave is probably my best bet. I can T-Wave this. If I get T-Wave myself, it's whatever. I just need to see what he wants to switch into. So here he goes into his Skarmory, and I pop the T-Wave, and he's got a Lumberry actually. So this just tells me this isn't a normal Skarmory. I need to get out of here. This isn't very good. But I decided, whatever, I'm just going to throw off another T-Wave. It's fine. As he goes into Rotom, he makes the great double switch. So he's immune to that. And so I'm not sure if he's Scarf or if he's going to be like Life Orb or Substitute or something like that. I'm not really sure what's going on. So I go into Seismitoad. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp and hits me with that. And I was thinking, oh no, is he going to be like Sub-Wisp Hex T-Bolt or something like that? Because that would just ruin my day. But he ends up not being Hex. He ends up being Shadow Ball. So it's going to do not nearly enough. But he gets the Spidef drop again, which is kind of like pretty bad. So I was here. Let me talk about this play. So I was fully expecting him to go into Tangrowth there to take the Scald or to take the knockoff or whatever. I don't actually have knockoff, and since I'm burnt, it wouldn't really do anything. But to get rid of his what item was he? Is he leftovers? No, he's not leftovers. That's right. I don't actually remember what his item is. I think he might be Spell Tag, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So since I've got the Spidef drop, and I went for the Sludge Wave, maybe hoping it'd poison. Just praying he'd switch into Tangrowth though, but he's smart, he doesn't switch into Tangrowth. So we're pretty low. Shadow Ball can do a lot of damage to us, so we really need to switch out. So we go back out into Klefki here. And I'm thinking, okay, he's probably going to go for a Shadow Ball here, but he makes the great play and he goes for the Will-O-Wisp. So Godslayer is getting worn down just turn by turn. I'm glad I'm not Shed Shell because Leftovers neutralizes that burn. I was almost Shed Shell for a while. So here I think, okay, he's going to go for another Shadow Ball, so I can pivot out into Nidoqueen here. And he goes for the Shadow Ball, and it's not doing very much at all. So here I'm thinking, okay, he's going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. It's okay if Nidoqueen gets burned, but he misses, which is great. So I'm able to throw off a Flamethrower. I just want to scout some damage on this, and it doesn't do very much. So I'm thinking, okay, he's probably got some HP investment on this thing, or some sort of Spidef. So knowing he's going to go for another burn, this is a free switch back into Seismitoad, as he goes for the burn again, and it's not going to do anything to me because I'm already burned. So here I'm going to be able to get off a free Scald, or in retrospect, I really should have gotten up the Stealth Rocks, but I was still thinking in my crazy head, oh, he's Defog Skarmory. I don't want that to beat me, so, and for him to get rid of my rocks and then put up his if Seismitoad goes down. So I wasn't thinking very hard on this. I really should not have done this right here. I should have gone for the Scald. But he goes for the Shadow, or I should have gone for the Stealth Rocks over the Scald. He goes for the Shadow Ball, and I go for the Scald, and it's not doing anything. No burns, no poisons, anything like that. The water's cold today. So here, I just need to see, is he going to predict a Will-O-Wisp, and I'm going to try and get Stealth Rocks up, but no, he's going to go for the Shadow Ball, and Seismitoad goes down. So my main switch in here is, I don't really have a lot of them, so it's Latias. I'm thinking here, okay, I need to drop a Draco. I almost went for T-Bolt expecting the Skarmory to come in, but instead he makes the good neutral play and goes into Mew, which can't take two Dracos from this range. So I'm able to go for the Draco Meteor, do some damage. He's down to 7%, so another Draco Meteor will drop him. I'm not expecting him to have the Sucker Punch. He probably would have gone for it already if he had that, but yeah, so that's not coming through. Draco Meteor is able to knock out the Mew, so we don't have to worry about him getting up Stealth Rocks anymore, but there's no way we're going to be able to defog because he's got that Houndoom. And here, I was thinking, okay, I'm not really sure. Well, first he's got Unnerve, which I thought was really interesting. So I can hit him with Fire-type moves, even though they're not going to do anything. So I'm free to spam Fire Punch and Flamethrower, he's not going to have Flash Fire. So that's great. So here I'm thinking, okay, I can either defog these rocks away, but if he's Sucker Punch or Nasty Plot or something, I'm in a bad situation. If I go for the T-Bolt and get the Para, I'm in a great situation. So I go for the Scum move and I go for the T-Bolt, it doesn't do anything, I don't get the Para, and I drop to a Pursuit. Also, big thing, he is not Mega, which is huge. So we later find out that he is Black Glasses. He initially said Black Belt, but that's not true. So because he's not Mega, his special attack isn't as high, and Buff Gumby can take this on. So I know he's not staying in. He's not going to try and risk the Justified boost if he's going for a Dark Pulse Flinch or something like that, or he's not going to go for the Fire Blast, or he's not going to go for a Will-O-Wisp if he has that either, because I could just totally destroy him with a Drain Punch here. Also, if I was like sub-lum crazy Gallade set, I'd just ruin his life. And so he makes the switch out into Rotom as I go for the Swords Dance. He goes into Skarmory because he's not really sure what's going on. And this is like a good check, even though he turns out to be max attack, max speed Skarmory with weak armor. but since he's not weak armor, the fire punch would have done so much, and if I had gotten the burn, it would have been crazy. So he ends up going into Rotom here thinking, okay, I need to get the Will-O-Wisp on this thing, but probably trying to avoid the Drain Punch as well. But Fire Punch is able to take out the Rotom, so that's great. Another threat right off the bat, just gone. So here he's going to go into his Braviary, and I realize, holy shit, I have no flying resists on my team. What the fuck? So I go into my Klefki as he goes for the Brave Bird. What's going on? Okay, yeah. So it does 33%, which isn't that much, so that's definitely Scarf damage. He has to be Scarf. And there's no way Gallade, it does like 170% to regular Gallade from Scarf damage, a Brave Bird. So that's not good at all. So I go for the T-Wave here, and I'm going to T-Wave the Skarmory. Now, I'm fully expecting him to have Iron Head, and he's definitely going to be able to knock me out here because I'm specially defensive, not physically defensive. But I'm thinking, okay, he might just over-predict and go for the Brave Bird here, in which case I'd be in a great situation. I can get up a Spike, and then I can pivot around on the Iron Head. But so I go for a Spike here, and he makes a good play, and he goes for the Iron Head, not over-predicting anything. And Klefki goes down. So at this point, I know from that damage, he's got to be really heavily attack invested. So I can go into Nidoqueen. He's probably not specially defensive invested, and a Flamethrower is going to do a ton. And since he was weak armor, this was a roll to kill because he didn't have any special defense or HP investment. But we don't get the roll, and since he wasn't sturdy, it would have killed. Yeah. So he goes wherever the Brave Bird, and we're low. So Nidoqueen is down. He goes right out into his Houndoom, and I'm thinking, oh no, I can't let him set up if he's like Nasty Plot or something. I don't know what's going on with Showdown right now. But he ends up going for the Pursuit, and we live on 1, and it's amazing. And we go for the Earth Power, and it kills. Oh my god, Nidoqueen, you're a god, and I love you. Nidoqueen showing why she is the MVP of the team. Rocket Mother carrying us to victory, so I can't switch out here. I have no switch-ins to this. He goes for the U-turn, which is nice. So here, I'm going to make a couple misplays around here. So, initially, also in my setup, I forgot to mention, I was almost Sleep Talk on Gallade over Zen Headbutt, because I was thinking, 10 growth does a lot, I need Sleep Fodder, Gallade can handle that, but it doesn't do anything, blah blah, whatever. But in the end, I decided, oh, Dragalge just ruins my life, so I need some Psychic Stab. So he U-turns, he goes out into 10 growth, which is great. I now have to go into Gallade, and I pretty much have to pray he doesn't have the Sleep Powder, or he goes for Leaf Storm and misses, or something like that. Something where he just, like, won't kill me, or put me to sleep. So I'm going to go for the Swords Dance right here, just praying he misses, or doesn't hit me with anything. So I go for the Swords Dance, and we go to sleep. Night-night. So I know I have my first turn Wake, but I'm not crazy, so I'm not going to pivot into Manaphy when he could easily Leaf Storm or Giga Drain or something like that. So I pretty much just need to sack Gallade. And if I had gotten the Stealth Rocks up, this would have been a very different game because he would have been a lot weaker than where he is now. See how much damage he's taking from the Stealth, or from that? He'd be at like 5% right now. But that's besides the point. So we go into Manaphy, and Manaphy's bulky. I know we can live 1, and so I go for the Ice Beam here. We take 66%, he drops to the Ice Beam, and all that's left is Tangrowth. I know I can't kill, but at this point it's a 1. Well, I know I can't kill Assault Vest, but he's not Assault Vest since he was Sleep Powder. So there's a chance I have here. Let me actually calc it real quick. Actually, no, I'll do the calc afterwards because I want you to see his set. So, I know the calc, never mind. So, he goes out into Tangrowth, and I'm thinking, okay, he's also not Regenerator, so he's Chlorophyll. He's at 76%. Can Ice Beam kill here? Just kidding, he outspeeds because he's Scarf Tangrowth, and I freak out, and the chat freaks out because he's Scarf Tangrowth. I don't mind losing 1-0. His differential is still -4, which is funny. He's 3-2 -4, by the way, and we are 4-1 plus 10. So, no skin off my back losing this one. Our differentials are still pretty okay. Nidoqueen still has a ton of kills. It's amazing. He was Scarf max speed, some special attack, and I was interested that he was Energy Ball. I'm surprised that he wasn't Giga Drain or anything like that since he wasn't Regenerator. So yeah, I guess he was Scarf, so that pretty much just to take on Manaphy, because he outspeeds a base 100 by 1 point, which I thought was pretty funny. So yeah, we end up losing this game 1-0. No skin off my back. GG to Stibe. Great game. I don't know whether to put Tangrowth or Braviary in the thumbnail. I made a thumbnail with a Azumarill already because I thought I was going to get swept by that, but that didn't happen. So, yeah, I did the calc before, and if he wasn't Scarf, or if I could have outsped, Ice Beam would have killed, I think. It was a roll. Probably would have done, like, I think it was like 69 to 76%, so it was like just whatever roll. So if I had gotten those Stealth Rocks up, and he hadn't been Scarfed, that would have killed. So yeah, the biggest misplay of the game was not going for the Stealth Rocks with Seismitoad, and best part of the game, I think the MVP of this game was probably Braviary because it did so much. Maybe it's Tangrowth, I don't know. Whatever he decides is. My MVP for this match is Nidoqueen. So GG, not going to rant anymore. Next week, go up against SFJ. I'm going to win that match 6-0. Just watch me. Just kidding, I'm going to lose that match 6-0. Just watch me. Yeah, okay, so thanks everyone for watching. This is the Jewish Giraffe, and I'm out.